Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's workshop. NUS Fintech Month is an annual flagship event organized by NUS Fintech Society to prepare the next generation of business leaders, entrepreneurs, developers, and other professionals to develop and apply new financial technologies and business practices, both now and well into the future. With that, we have prepared a series of workshops, panel discussions, and a hackathon. Before I start, could I get all attendees to turn on your camera, please? Thank you. In today's workshop, we are happy to have Yulchun and Elvis, software engineers from CoinGecko. Now I will pass my time over to them to share more on CoinGecko API.
Hello, everyone. Is the audio clear?
Yep, can hear.
Okay, so let's start. So a quick introduction to CoinGecko. So CoinGecko is the world's largest independent cryptocurrency data aggregator in the world, tracking over 12,000 cryptocurrencies and 600 exchanges worldwide. So our API also powers many of the crypto products, including crypto wallets, screeners, and exchanges. Some of our partners include Harvard, MetaMask, and Etherscan. So this will be the structure of the workshop today. So part one would be a brief introduction to CoinGecko Free and Pro API. So the second part will be hosted by Elvis. It will be a quick walkthrough for CoinGecko API. So part three we'll start applying CoinGecko API to build a few components in CoinGecko homepage. So a quick introduction to Free and Pro API. So in CoinGecko, we offer both Free and Pro API. So one of the difference between Free and Pro API is different rate limits. So for Free API, we have a limited rate limit of 10 to 50 rate limits per minute. As for Pro and Enterprise API plans, you have up to 500 to 1,000 rate limit per minute. Pro API also have access to some of the exclusive endpoints, for example, NFT market data, historical global market cap, historical circulating supply, and token lists. So let's introduce Free API. In the Free API, CoinGecko features over 30 market data endpoints. The official API documentation, which you guys can open right now, is in coingecko.com/en/API/documentation. So let's take a look at the page itself. Can you guys see the documentation page? So this is the official documentation page of CoinGecko. So our documentation page is built on Swagger UI. So it allows our users to quickly browse through all the endpoints as well as testing it out immediately. So now let's take a look at the first endpoint we're looking at. It's going to be /symbol/price. So the description would be get current price of the cryptocurrency in any supported cryptocurrency that you need. In order to get this working, you will first need to put the two required parameters in. So the first one will be the IDs, and the second one will be the currencies that you want the price to be in. So let's look for the most popular coin in the world, cryptocurrency in the world, Bitcoin. And also, we would like the price in USD. So go ahead and execute, and you will see the endpoint that was actually you request for, /v3/symbol/price. And we look at the response body. The price right now is 20,000. So besides having only one coin, we can also have we can also put in different multiple IDs into simple price. And also multiple currencies, SGD. So after executing, we are able to get the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum in USD and SGD. So that wraps up our demonstration on Free API. So now let's head over to Pro API. In a Pro API, I believe your hackathon team have been given Pro API accounts. So let's have a walkthrough on the Pro API dashboard, right? So in order to access the dashboard, please head to coingecko.com/en/developers dashboard. So this is the dashboard for CoinGecko Pro API. Starting from the left side, you can see all the helpful links that's going to help you whenever you're stuck using the Pro API. So the section below is a usage report. Pro API has a API limit. For the plan that I'm in, I have 5 billion calls per month. So I'm able to see how many calls I've made and how many remaining credits I have. On the right side is your API keys. Pro API, you will need authentication process in order to use the API. So let's head over to Postman and start making a Pro API call. I have my API key created for NUS Hackathon. The key here, if you're a developer, please be mindful to always protect your key. So I'll have my API key and start using simple price, but now I'm using Pro API instead of free API. So the difference between the Pro API and free API is a different endpoint. So in Pro API, the first thing you will notice the difference is the different endpoint here, pro/api.coingecko.com/API v3. Besides that, there's also authentication process where you need to put in your API key. So it can either be done using parameters or headers. So that different endpoint and also different header. So now let's go ahead and make the API call using the Pro API endpoint. So here, I would like the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin in US dollar, SGD, and Ethereum. Besides getting the price, we can also include the market cap, the 24-hour volume, and 24-hour price change. So we can see all the data returned in the response body. So here is a quick overview of CoinGecko API. With CoinGecko, we tend to categorize our endpoint into 3 categories: discovery, data, and support. So discovery, one trend of all this endpoint is that they tend to return data in bulk. The first example would be /coin/list, which returns all the active cryptocurrencies in CoinGecko. The second one, coin/list.new. This is a pro-only API, which returns all the newly listed coins in CoinGecko. /search/trending returns the trending coins and also categories in CoinGecko. The next category, data endpoints. This is the endpoints that you reach for when you want the price data, the market information, metadata, including logo, description, and also historical data. So one simple example of this endpoint would be the one that we saw just now, /simple/price. This is where you need to look for specific information on the coin itself. There's also coin/markets, which returns all the market data, and also /coin/ID, where you reach for the information on a single coin. The third category are what we call the supporting endpoints. So these are the endpoints which returns data you need to further filter out data. So let's take a look at coin/categories, for example. And also supporting and currencies. So the first supporting categories endpoint that we look at is supported VS currencies. This returns all the supported currencies in CoinGecko itself. So the response body, you can see all the major crypto currencies that are supported in CoinGecko, and categories, which returns all the categories in CoinGecko. So now I'll hand over to Elvis to further elaborate on all the endpoints.
Hello guys, I'm Elvis, and I will do a quick walkthrough on CoinGecko API. Thanks, Yao-Chun, for. Okay, so let's go with the first endpoint. So this is /coin/list. So as it with other pro endpoint, you will need a root URL, which is pro/apis.coingecko.com/API/v3, and then you will need the specific endpoint coin/list, and then you will add in parameters. The required parameters for this endpoint will be XCG pro API key. As this is a pro endpoint, so we will need API key in order to access it. So this endpoint will return all the coins listed on CoinGecko, and the data that you need to pay attention here will be ID, because you will be using this ID to be querying for other endpoint. This ID will be used as a parameter for other endpoints. So the next endpoint will be /coin/ID. And as I mentioned earlier, with the ID you get from the /coin/list just now, you can use it to query for, say, Bitcoin data. So for this endpoint, it will list out the details data, the market data for this coin, for example, Bitcoin. You can have data like tickers, which is the trading ticker for the coin. You can choose to include this by setting it as true. Or you can have all the market data, which is all the trading data, the market cap, the volume, and the 24-hour price changes, as well as having the spark. Let's do a sample request here. Yes, give me a second. Yes, so this endpoint return all the necessary data on a particular coin. For example, you have the description, the necessary link, the images. If you want to build some widget or some application, you can use our images. And then with market data, you will have the current price in various currencies, as well as you can have the total market cap and the all-time high and the all-time high date. So this is for the /coin/ID endpoint. And the next one that I would like to show will be the /coin/markets. So this is basically the endpoint that can be used to build our front page, the top 100 cryptocurrencies. So this endpoint will return all our listed cryptocurrencies ordered by market capitalization, which is in short is the size of the value of the cryptocurrency. So for example, the first cryptocurrency in ranking will be Bitcoin, followed by Ethereum and Tether. So in this endpoint, it will list out all the current price, the market cap data, market rank data, and all the necessary information that you can use to build an application, or if you want to query for, if you are doing any analytical project, you can use this information. And then the next one will be the /coin/ID and market chart. As for this endpoint, it mainly give you historical data. You can get historical price and market cap, and in this price data, we return it in the form of Unix timestamp and price. So you can interpret this data by converting this into a more readable timestamp programmatically, and then you can be, for example, building a chart with this. And we have market caps, total volumes in this endpoint. And the next endpoint that I would like to highlight will be the recently added coins. This is the endpoint that we added recently. So basically this endpoint will be /coin/list and /new. This endpoint will list out the latest 200 token listed by CoinGecko. So if you are tracking CoinGecko listing, for example, you can be querying this endpoint, and the params needed will be just the API key, and you can access to the latest coin that listed by us. And that's it for coins. And the next one will be NFT. For CoinGecko API, we not only serve data for coins, we also serve data for NFTs. So for example, we have this /NFT/lease endpoint that so NFT is basically non-fungible token. Is in short is a picture or music that been traded on blockchain. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of Bored Ape Yacht Club, which has been traded in more than 50 Ethereum, maybe more than that. I'm not sure about the price now, but yeah. So for example, this is basically JPEG on blockchain. And for this endpoint, NFT/lease, we will be serving all the listed NFT in CoinGecko. And just want to add in a few things. So we are having for this endpoint, we actually have a pagination feature that we allow user to paginate the return, and the user can set the number of NFT being written on each page, and they can set the page number, and the maximum per page will be 250. Sorry, this is a mistake. Let's say page 2. Yes, they can be using these page and per page parameters to navigate towards our API. And the next one will be NFT market charts. Just like Coin, we also serve historical data for NFT. And for this endpoint, by adding, let's say, the NFT IDs from the earlier endpoint into this endpoint, you have NFT/NFT ID/market charts. And by adding in the Pro API key, as well as adding the number of days that you want to know. For example, you want to know the past 7 days price and floor price, as well as the market cap. You can enter 7 here, and that will give you the floor price and market cap for the past 7 days, as well as the volume. This will allow you to track the historical data for the NFT. And the last endpoint that I want to highlight will be the /NFT/markets endpoint. This, just like the /coins/market endpoint, will list out all the NFT listed on CoinGecko, except we have to insert pagination page and per page. We have to insert page and per page. Sorry. Parameter in it in order for it to return the amount of data you require. And that's it for the endpoint walkthrough. I would like to pass it back to Yao Chen.
Hi. I hope you guys have an informative session for explanation on all the endpoints. So now we're going to start using the endpoints and start picturing it in terms of CoinGecko website. So now let's head over to the next slide. Right, let's build CoinGecko pages using an API. So this is the CoinGecko homepage. As you can see, there's a lot of components in the website itself that can be built using our CoinGecko API. So now let's head over to the website itself. Homepage. Right. So let's take a look at the main table. The top 100 coins in the world rated by market cap. So the information we need to construct this table will be, first of all, the price, the name of the coin, the price changes for 1 hour, 24 hours, 7 days, the 24-hour volume, market cap, and also the spark line data. So in order to construct this, we can use the coin/markets endpoint, which returns all the data we need. So let's look at what gets returned in the response data. So we need the name of the coin. Here we have it, the name. Right. What was the current price, which is available here? The market cap, the price changes, and also here we need to include something else, which is the spark line. Sparkline is what we need to construct the small chart that you see on the page itself. Sorry, Sparkline. Okay, right. So by putting Sparkline through, we are able to return the small charts for the past 7 days. Right. We can also leverage using pagination to build the page however you want it to be. So in this case, we default to the default number, which is 100, which is why you're seeing 100 coins on the page itself. So now let's move on to something else, the categories, right? We're going to look at the categories here. So because this category bar actually returns all the available categories in CoinGecko itself. And we can achieve this by using one of the supporting endpoints, which is supported categories, right? The endpoint is coin/categories. From here, we are able to skim through all the categories that's available in CoinGecko. So the name and also their information, right? Now, the next component we want to look at is the search bar. So search bar is normally used by customers to identify the trending coins, trending topics in CoinGecko itself, right? So the two endpoints that we can reach for is /search trending. By using this endpoint, we can return a number of results for both coins that's currently popular in CoinGecko, right? So this is for the homepage. Now let's go to the individual coins itself. Right, so next slide would be Bitcoin page. Now, starting from the top to the bottom, we can see price-related information on the top left. So we can see price, market cap, 24-hour trading volume. And yeah, so how do we get this data? So we can reach for a simple price. Here, we do not want the other coins. We only want Bitcoin. And we want the price in US dollar. Right, so we also want to include market cap, 24-hour volume, and 24-hour volume changes. And we have that data. And all this data is sufficient to construct the price information on this page. Let's take a look at the right side. So this are information that's not price related. And how do we get this data? So in order to get this, we would need to use coin/ID. By using this endpoint, we are able to access all the metadata that's related to the coin itself. So if you look at here, we have website, blockchain sites explorers, we have wallets, also social media information, which are all available right here. Except for my game. You collapse all the stuff. Right, so we have description, we have images. Okay, where's the social media? Right, so it's available here. The payload itself is a little bit big, so use your search features to look for information that you need. So heading down, we can see the market chart. So this is where you can track the price movement of the coin itself. Right. There are two ways you can do this. As explained just now, there's actually two endpoints which returns market chart. So there's /market chart, and there's also /market chart range. So both endpoints return accepts different parameters. The first one we want to look at is /market charts. And looking at the graph itself, you can see there are different toggles that we have over here. So there's 24 hours, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days. And this maps perfectly into our endpoint. Let's take a look at the endpoint. So if you can see the parameters days over here, and this is what you need. If you want the price of a single day, you will put 1 and make the call. And this is all the prices in the last 24 hours, minutely information. So again, this data is written in a Unix format, timestamp. So you will need to programmatically convert this into human readable form. Right. So another feature that's interesting, if you look at what I'm doing here, I'm dragging it here. And I only want data between these two range. And this can be achieved by using /market chart /range. And you will need the start at the end at in order to get the information you want between these two periods. Let's head over to the market range. So by putting in your from and to, I'm not sure what this date is, but it's a Unix timestamp. So by putting these two, you'll be able to filter out only information you need between these two periods. Right. Oh, wow. Okay. That wraps up the demonstration for CoinGecko API. We are looking forward to what you guys can build using the API itself. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us. If you scan the code, is our LinkedIn profile. And any last words from Elvis?
Yeah, nothing.
We're gonna, yeah, we'll be doing Q&A. If you guys have any questions on what you would like to build, or you would like to know more about the endpoints, I will be here that you guys can ask these questions for your projects. Another shout out for our HR team. We are hiring full-time positions and also internship positions. So if you're interested and you love cryptocurrencies, you want to.
Then you can scan the code and find out more about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're doing Q&A sessions. Does anyone have any questions?
Just read the
Oh, Chris has a question. Can date range be in UTC format? Chris, the date range can only be in Unix format. Right, which geographical location uses the API service the most? I believe we have this information. Let us look it up. So according to the data, we have the most users from United States. Is that right? Yeah. Yep.
I think I can take this.
Yeah.
Is it muted?
Yeah. We're not muted.
Not muted or muted.
No. No.
So
Speak.
For
Different.
so Tiffany, for the portfolio page dashboard you can build using our API. We have basically for portfolio page, all we needed for an investor basically is the current price, and then the current price only, right? Because you want to know your portfolio amount, your net worth is. If I'm building a portfolio apps, I will just I will consume two endpoints. The first one will be the user will be providing me with the coin list. Basically, we will have some kind of mapping so that user can provide us with the ID or API symbol. Provide us ID with the coin. For example, say the user on Bitcoin. Yeah, say the user on Bitcoin will use and Ethereum, for example. So we will use the same IDs, and then we will be querying the simple price or calling the simple price endpoint to get the price, the current price of the tokens of the coins, and then we will use the current price and multiply with the amount they own, and then you will get the portfolio value, which is what the portfolio dashboard is supposed to work.
All right. So to wrap up is to use coin/list to
Yes.
to create a map
Yeah.
of the coin into your system.
Yes.
as well as knowing how much value your portfolio app has. So you will need to know how much the user has, like
Yes.
0.1 Bitcoin.
Yes.
And in order to get the current price, you will use /simple price to get the latest price of the coin.
Yes.
Yeah, multiply by the amount. Yep, there's also a resource that I can share to you, Tiffany. So to wrap up, first of all, I can like
Hi, Yao-Chun. I think you are muted, so we can't hear you.
oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Right. All right, so to answer Tiffany's question, so Tiffany has a question like, would you recommend building any product using the public API? We would normally recommend our users who's looking to build serious products using the API to prefer our Pro API. First of all, if you look at the rate limit difference, in free API, you have a rate limit of 10 to 50 calls per minute. But for Pro, you have up to 500 to 1,000 calls per minute. So imagine if your product scale to a level where you have a lot of users, you will not want service interruption in your product. So that's one of the reasons. The second is dedicated infrastructure. So to go a bit specific, in Pro API, we have dedicated servers to host the Pro API. So in the events where there are service interruptions in free API, the Pro API has what we call auto scaling, where we can always make sure there's SLA guarantee of 99%. So yeah, we have guarantee of 99% SLA for Pro API. That's also the third reason, where depending on the product you're building, in Pro API, we have access to some of the exclusive data endpoints. Some of the notable ones would be historical market charts. So historical market charts is the endpoint where you will look for data price information all the way back a few years ago. So, and this is only available in our Pro API. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Oops. Yes, thanks, SA. All right, Ayman has a question. Has anyone tried our public API? Yes. Thank you. Someone has been using trending to get alpha. Alvis, maybe pretty sure you have a lot of experience using public API. Like, you have any experience to share?
Yeah, I think some of the use case that I've saw before is that someone built a Telegram bot with our API, and basically they are every time they key in a command in their Telegram chat, they can fetch the latest price of a particular cryptocurrency by having the correct IDs, as we have talked earlier. Other example, we also include Discord bot, that similar use case, they can probably just key in a command and then straight away get a price replied from a bot. Other than that, there are obviously a lot of use case. For example, if I'm not mistaken, Etherscan is also using our API to display the price of their cryptocurrency in their what call that, in their transaction page, if I'm not mistaken on that part. And yeah, that's that. You have anything to add?
No. All right. So the free API again is hosted on using Swagger UI. So like, always feel free to just head over and check it out. Yeah, if you don't have the Pro API account.
Does anyone have more questions to ask Yao-Chun and Elvis? All right, I guess no one is asking questions right now.
Okay,
Yeah, then thank you so much, Yao-Chun and Elvis, for introducing CoinGecko API to us. And thank you everyone for attending our workshop.
Right, thank you.
Can we kindly get all virtual participants to turn on your camera, please, for a group photo taking?
hey,
Yay.
Yes.
yeah, looking forward to all the good products that you guys build using the API.